Hello and welcome to the fifth episode of our VCT Round-Up series, where today we're going to talk about two China games and two EMEA games. Basically or actually four EMEA games, sorry. Basically just taking the two games that was end of last week and the two games that were yesterday. We're going to start with China though. And Trace Esports versus BLG. Where I feel like BLG looked decent. I feel like they looked as good as I expected them to. Um, Maybe slightly worse, but I would say Trace looked a bit shaky at times. I took them down 2 ratings, and EDG for their games I actually took them up to. So EDG is actually above Trace now. By the end of all this, which might seem counterintuitive considering the 13-4, 13-4 stomp that Trace had over EDG. But EDG just looked like they've turned on. Like, EDG genuinely looked like the beast has awoken, basically. It looks like in that XOG game in the game against XOG, after losing map 1, they just woke up. Also, I just gotta say one thing. EDG, play Haven. Pick Haven, please. Like, DRG picked Haven into them now, and they got Haven as their 5th map against XLG, and then they have 13-0, 2 teams twice in a row on that map. Why are you not playing that map? Hello? What are you guys doing? Why are you guys not picking that map? Anyways, I don't really have much to add to these two games. I just thought, yeah, EDG has awoken. The beast is awake. Moving on, Fnatic versus BBL. BBL looks fucking crazy. Fnatic, sure, they looked pretty bad. And actually, they're playing it today, so we're gonna see how that goes against Navi. I'm actually watching Giants versus KC on my secondary monitor while making this right now. So, but yeah, Fnatic versus BBL. I think BBL looked good, but Fnatic also looked really shaky. I put BBL up 14 points, up to an 89. I just thought they looked really solid, and I think they could continue to look good. I think their mechanical skills and raw firepower just looks insane. Um, Moving on to Vitality versus KC. I mean, this Vitality roster looked pretty decent. They looked about as good as I thought. I do think KC looked a lot better than I thought, but Vitality looked about as good as I thought. I think they looked really solid, and there is nothing taking away from how good they looked. And especially that first map. I mean, that first map, they just looked like straight up a super team. They like first map reminded me of 2023 Fnatic, genuinely. If they can play like that, this team is gonna go far. But then, yeah, the final 2 maps was a bit inconsistent, but they managed to get the win in the end. Coming into now yesterday's game, where we start off with Foot versus TL, where we see Foot just shows TL who they are, basically. I mean, this was expected. Foot was going to pretty much destroy Team Liquid. I think Team Liquid is a good enough team as to where they would show the cracks. Like, if this Foot team had big holes in it, Team Liquid would have shown them, and they didn't. And I feel like that's a good sign for Foot, as that they're looking like a good team, like a solid team. Like, they're not throwing with comms like they did last year. I think Zeus looked solid in the first game. Not like amazing, but he looked solid. And like, we know how good the rest of that team is. So yeah, they got up to a 95. I forgot to do this again. Last game, Team Heretics versus Gentlemates. Team Heretics, man, they just got destroyed on that first map. I mean, sure, they looked like Team Heretics for the next 2 maps, but man, Gentlemates looked really good. I actually put up Gentlemates and put down Team Heretics, although Team Heretics still won. I didn't put them down by a lot. I put them down by 2 to 103 instead of 105, and Gentlemates got up to an 81. But yeah, I actually don't have much to talk about these games. And overall, I think this is a really fun region right now. I think the games have was really fun, but there was just not a lot to talk about. It was some pretty crazy upsets like the BBL Fnatic game, but I just think overall, there wasn't a lot that I can think of on the top of my head to talk about. Plus, 2 of the games were just from last week, so I don't have that as fresh in my memory. There was obviously a lot to talk about in the KC Vitality game, probably. In the same with Fnatic BBL, but I just don't have that as fresh in my memory. So yeah, overall, pretty solid games. Yeah, that's about it. Hope you all have a great remainder of your day.